Hi, Rob Adams, Dr. Adams here. Thank you for being here. Want to talk about areas for protecting ourselves with the coronavirus. We'll talk about area number one, prevent contact in this video, as well as some of the things that we can help ourselves to be more resilient. We'll talk about boosting our immune system, which is area number three in the subsequent video, and then inflammation, which is area number four in another video. Usually what people want to know about is things from areas 3 and 4, and they're summarized in this graph here. We'll talk about this article. Basically, people want to know which supplement they can take that will save them. And I have to tell them that we don't have anything that's shown or proven to do this. What we do have, and these items are selected because they show plausibility for benefit in the biologic actions that they stimulate. And so we want these benefits, but they can actually be undone with the way that we treat our body. And so it's important to talk about some of these modifiable lifestyle factors initially. With that, let's get going. This point number one, a lot of information in the public domain. I don't want to go over it too lengthy, but I don't know how to not come in contact with people or avoid contact, prevent contact. I can wear PPE and things like that, but we're still having healthcare professionals that get sick. And so let's move on to point number two, which is some proactive things that we can do to help our immune system, or help ourselves be more resilient, and they tie into our immune system. And so if we look at this site here, we can Google those terms and then follow this link here. Wonderful resource, useful YouTube. You can spend time on these, and they talk about all the points in this, but I want to focus on this article really quick here and go through point number two, or area number two, that we can do to help ourselves. In this article, they talk about sleep, more than 7 hours. It's helpful for something called the inflammasome. And that leads to the cytokine storm that is a problem. Stress management, also beneficial in that area. This is a chalk drawing my wife drew. That inflammasome comes from this NLRP3, and we'll talk about this more. Sorry, this is getting a bit technical, but we'll touch on this a little bit more in subsequent videos. This looks like one of the contributing issues for that cytokine storm, and we can help that with managing stress, managing sleep. Also, some of the things that we eat can be impactful on that, as well as this NF-kappa B. Sleep, stress, and eating help on those as well. Eating, we can get some products called flavonoids that will work inside those chemical signaling pathways to be beneficial. And so it's important to incorporate these things. Now, let's return to this article. I want to show you how to get to this, and maybe we'll go all the way out to Google. Sorry about the clicking, that bothers some people, but search these in Google. It brings up this link here, and then you can, right now it's the featured one, so you can push click to read, but you can search for it in that IMCJ, and here we are. I mean, this is the graph or the table that we started with. In this article, I'm not going to scroll down to it, but it also talks about sleep, the benefits from that. Stress, talks about the benefits of that. They also talk about controlling our glycemic intake, just being cautious with that, because high glycemic foods, refined carbohydrates, can cause blood sugar to spike. And if we have that, it can push or contribute to inflammation. Other dietary things, fats, particularly trans fats, oxidized fats, and then processed foods can contribute to inflammation as well. Another point, and this is the final thing for area number 2, is our intestine and lung microbiome. Now, the role of the intestine microbiome being the bacteria that live in us, and we have trillions and trillions of them. But if we have bad players in our intestine tract, they can contribute to inflammation. If we have bad players in our respiratory tract, our lung area, then that can promote chronic lung issues. And so, things that can help with that are cultured food, kimchi, sauerkraut, fermented pickles. All those fermented foods can be beneficial in those areas. And so I appreciate it. That covers area number 2. Next time we'll talk about, go in depth into this chart more for area number 3 and things that we can do to help with some of the immune system. I appreciate it. Thank you.